Hi everyone, I'm Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. This week I have this gorgeous long wavy style to show you, and her name happens to be Pretty. She's by Wille, and this is one of her new colors for certain styles. There's been a color expansion for certain Wille styles, and this color is Pearl Blonde Rooted. So I can't wait to get a good look at this beautiful color and style. First, I'd like to thank Shirley's Wig Shop for sending me this style so that I could review her for you. And also to let you know that Shirley has a private Facebook group called Shirley's Wig Shop, Hair's Looking at You Kid. And it's a fun place, a fun group, and we invite you to join us there. Also, I wanted to remind you, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe down below. Like and comment, and we'll get started. So as you can see, Pretty here is just a gorgeous, long, wavy style with what they're calling a full bang. And it's a pretty bang. I'm going to go ahead, this position is right on my head, and if I just pull these bangs forward, you can see they are in my eyes quite a bit. You do have some layers. I'll leave some text as to exactly what the listed measurement is for these bangs. So there are a few ways I can go. Either I could sweep the bangs to the side like that to keep them out of my eyes. And of course, depending on your measurements, maybe this length works for you. Or what I'm toying with is the idea of creating a blunt cut bang. I'm really curious to see what that would look like. And we'll see. I haven't decided yet. If I do that, we will definitely do that together. So the rest of the style, you do have some lovely layers. So this is not, I think it's a lighter density, even though you do have these beautiful waves and she's quite long. But absolutely just a gorgeous curl pattern. I think she's definitely a little more straight, maybe about to chin level or cheek level. And then the curls and waves really start, and you have a little more body and waves towards the ends, which I think is a very flattering look. So an interesting and lovely style, slightly 80s vibe is what I'm getting, but she has amazing versatility, and you can style her in all kinds of ways and definitely make her a little more modern and updated. And if you like a little retro look, then this also will work for you. So absolutely a lovely style. In terms of features, we don't have a lace front, but with these bangs, you really don't need it because the bangs will cover that front most of the time. You don't have a mono top or a mono part, but you do have a little bit of mono crown, and we'll look at that when we look at the cap construction together. So let's go ahead and get a good look at her from all sides right out of the box. Here she is from the right, and the back. Beautiful movement. And the left. So absolutely a gorgeous long style. Next, I'll decide if I'm going to trim these bangs into a blunt cut. Then we'll look at the cap construction. I'll go over some styling options for this beautiful style. And as I said, there are many with this kind of length. Then we'll go outside and get a good look at this beautiful color in natural light. And then we'll go over final thoughts. As you can probably tell, I've decided to give these bangs a trim to get them out of my eyes, and I'm going to try creating a blunt cut. I am not a hairstylist, as you know, just a wig wearer, and I do love to experiment with my wigs, and I've cut bangs a number of times. So I'm going to just go ahead and start, and we'll do this together. And I'm going to try not to cut them too short so that if I don't like the style, I can still soften it, point cut, maybe thin the bangs so that it's not too blunt cut if I don't like that look. So let's go ahead. We're going to do this together. I just pulled all the bangs forward and clipped the longer fibers back so that they won't get in the way and I don't cut more than I want to. I really just want to trim the bangs that are already there. So I'm going to go ahead and just gather them together. And we're just going to cut straight across because that is what a blunt cut is. And now I'm going to hold the fibers as close to my face as possible. I really like how these bangs are hugging my face. They're not protruding out at all because of course you don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and hold it as straight as I can and then just trim the ends. All right, definitely shorter. I think I do like it. That is fun. I don't believe I've ever worn blunt cut bangs before, and it sure is fun to experiment with different looks. I know I want them past my eyebrows ever so slightly, but I still think it's a little too much. I'm checking the position, and I'm going to trim just a little bit more. I still like to display a little bit of forehead. Maybe that's just what I'm used to. Ooh, I think that's cute. This is kind of, I am a big fan of Jessica Biel. I think she has gorgeous hair. I've always thought that. And I know she likes to occasionally wear her hair long and wavy with this blunt cut. Of course, she's a brunette, so, and I would not compare myself to her at all, but I think that's cute. I love this little blunt cut. Absolutely, I don't regret doing that, and I think that is kind of a little bit more of a modern look for this long wavy style, and you know, the wind can blow and you can shake your head and these bangs will not end up in my eyes. I don't even think I'm going to thin them or point cut or anything. You don't want them to be too perfect, and thankfully there are just a few layers already in the bangs, so this doesn't look too severe. And it's curving inward nicely. It's not sticking out in any way. So I'm glad I did that. Okay, I hope you agree. If you think I butchered these bangs, feel free to let me know in the comments and I will apologize to you directly. But I'm pleased that I did this, and next we'll go ahead and we'll go over the cap construction. What we have is a wefted basic cap and a mono crown. So the only monofilament on this cap is here in the crown area, and no mono part or top and no lace front. But as I mentioned, with these bangs, you really don't need it. Then you have soft ear tabs with metal stays, an extended nape for a bit of extra coverage, and Velcro style adjusters. Now I have a 22-inch circumference head, and even though this is Wille's petite average cap, this cap fits me very comfortably with my 22-inch circumference. We do have the open wefting in the back and on the sides, which creates a nice and stretchy cap. I checked the style for permatease, and of course with a wefted basic cap like this, you do have a little bit of permatease, but I think it's minimal and well done and really just helps maintain this shape on this lovely light to medium density, I would say, style. So next we'll go ahead and go over some styling options. With a beautiful long style like this, of course, you have so many styling options. Let's just look at a few. First, I like to test the ear tuck just to make sure that the fibers aren't too bulky. And absolutely, that works really well on both sides. I think that is a nice and elegant look, and easily done, and the fibers won't bother you at all throughout the day. Then I like to try a headband. With a style like this, I think a headband can look awfully cute as well. And I'll leave the bangs out, of course. Now you could also pull some fibers out and have little tendrils next to the face here, and I think that's a pretty look as well. But this way I can show you what kind of coverage I'm getting. Let's do it on this side. So if I run my finger along the bottom of that ear tab, you can see that's the kind of coverage I'm getting, which is a nice amount of coverage for this petite average cap, I have to say. So cute look. All right, and then of course you can easily do a claw clip, you know, a little French twist these fibers. I'm not going to do it right now just to show you approximately. That's what that would look like. But I do love with this style, and I don't do this too often, a half up, half down I think looks really nice with this and really displays these gorgeous waves. So actually first let's go ahead and pull a few fibers out in the front here to frame the face. This is a little heavy. There we go. All right, and I'm just going to pull half of the fibers up into a ponytail, half up, half down. All right, so hopefully that looks good. I just think this is such a fun, easy little style and elegant and kind of casual at the same time. Let's go ahead and look at her from all sides. Here she is from the right and the back and the left. So as you can see, lots of options with this style. Next, let's go outside and we'll get a good look at this beautiful color in natural light. So let's get a good look at this beautiful color, Pearl Blonde Rooted. As I mentioned, this is a color expansion for this style, and if you're familiar with Ellen Wille wigs, then you know that each style can have colors that vary from other styles in that same color. So Ellen Wille's styles are unique. Each style can appear slightly different. And so let's go ahead though and read the description for this color. This is from Shirley's website, and it is Pearl Platinum, and you can see that light platinum blonde here and there, especially in the front and towards the top. And then you have a medium ash blonde and a medium blonde blend with shaded roots. You can see you do have a little bit of rooting. It's very subtle and it's a very interesting color. I do think you have to notice that the ends and then the underside, and I'll show you that in just a minute, are slightly darker. And then, you know, as you progress to the top here, it's definitely a lot lighter and you have more of those blonde tones, or the light blonde tones, the platinum tones. Overall, this color reads quite cool to me. When I took her out of the box, I thought, wait a minute, this is gray. And so I'm not a color expert, but I definitely think this is a very cool toned blonde. And I do have the samples from Ellen Wille's coloring. And let's just take a quick look at that. So here we have that 101. This is that platinum blonde. And you can absolutely see that in the style, especially, as I said, in the front and towards the top. And then you have the 14, which is the medium ash blonde, so the darker of the two in the blend, and the lighter blonde there blended together throughout. So if that helps you at all, those are the colors that you see in the style. And I absolutely do love, I think this is so fun. I actually reviewed a similar color once before where you have these darker fibers on the underside. Let me just see if I can show you this here in the front as well. These darker colors underneath, and then on top the lighter colors. And I called it reverse peekaboo. I'm not at all sure if that's the technical term for it, but it seems like you just have almost this darker, these low lights underneath, and then these lighter fibers, you know, sun-kissed fibers on the surface. So very pretty. Let's go ahead and get a quick look from all sides, and then I'll lift some of the fibers so that you can see the difference. So here she is from the right. And the back. Beautiful movement. Let me go ahead and show you the underside, hopefully. Ignore the tag. I would cut the tag, of course, but you can see quite a bit darker on the underside. And the left. So really just such an interesting color and beautiful. I think it suits this long wavy style. Wonderful for summer and wonderful for different styling options. So I do love this very cool blonde shade with rooting. So next we'll go back inside and we'll go over final thoughts. Pretty is the perfect name for this style. It truly is just a gorgeous long wavy style with layers so that it feels light, not at all too high density. And then you have this full bang that I trimmed a little bit and is more of a blunt cut now, but I just think that is really adorable, and I really love it. I don't normally wear blunt cut bangs, but I think it's awfully cute with this style. Of course, you could leave them the way they were, or you could make them more wispy. You absolutely have some options with the bangs here as well. So adorable style. You have these synthetic fibers, which of course at this length you will over time experience friction. I even experienced a little bit just styling her, so you need to be careful to maintain these fibers, but they shouldn't frizz as easily as the heat-friendly synthetic fibers. So in terms of features, what we have is a mono crown, and I don't think you can really see it from the surface. You could work on that, of course, if you really did want to create some scalp appearance in that crown, in that mono crown area. But otherwise, we just have the basic cap as we saw before, and open wefting in the back and on the sides, which also helps keep the style cool. So that is the cap construction. Then this color, pearl blonde rooted, is absolutely gorgeous, very cool, really between a blonde and a gray almost. That's how cool it appears to me. But I love the interest here with the darker fibers on the underside and towards the bottom, and then the cooler platinum blonde really shines on the surface and around the face, and I think that just really looks lovely with this style. So a beautiful style, a gorgeous color. I wanted to remind you that you can purchase Pretty here from Shirley's Wig Shop, and I will leave a direct link in my description box down below. Also, I wanted to thank you for watching today, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.